Look at the lens.
This is my first YouTube video. I am standing in front of my Christmas tree and I am excited to share with you. This video is for every woman who's a high achiever. You know in your heart that you are a leader and that you have a lot to give the world, but you are struggling with work-life balance. I have achieved a lot in my life. I was a 2-time national champion athlete in college. For a year out of college, I served orphans and street children in Mexico. I started my own eco-friendly wedding stationery company. When I discovered my passion for tax law, I went to a top law school and served amazing clients with a leading law firm. And the entire time I felt like a failure. I could never meet this elusive standard of work-life balance. Recently, I started really looking at this, and I realized that my whole approach to work-life balance has been broken. I was looking at it from the perspective that work-life balance is a zero-sum game where I do one more hour of work and I get one less hour of life. And so it just doesn't work for me. I want more life. I want a life that I love and a life full of life. And so I am saying goodbye and letting go of that conversation. And I'm exploring a new paradigm within the conversation of work-life balance, looking at what does it mean to have a life full of life. I'm going to share what I'm learning about building a life full of life. And to begin, I find it helpful to assess where I am in relation to where I want to be. And a lighthearted, fun way to do that is with these 4 quadrants, where we're measuring our satisfaction with work and play. I often find myself in the bottom right, beaver quadrant. All work, no play. That is a dull, dreary place to be. On the other hand, sometimes I go to the extreme and I'm in the top left, otter quadrant, where it's all play, no work, where I'm having a lot of fun, but not getting a lot done. And often I'll bounce between the two and end up in the bottom left, mouse quadrant, where I'm so frustrated because I'm not getting what I want and what I need in my life, and there's not the balance that I need. So I'm in this place where there's no work, no play. It's when I'm feeling small and scared. Where I want to be is in the top right lioness quadrant, where I'm killing it in my work and I'm getting everything that I want and need in the area of life that's play for me. So how do I do this? What's working for me is a scoreboard. I'm calling this my lioness scoreboard. I divided it into 4 categories, and notice that play is at the top. And it's also, so I've also divided it into, these are the areas that are important to me, that I want to be furthering in my life every week. Play, health, fitness, wellness, family, friends, community, and career finance. And every week, I look at what do I want to achieve in each of these 4 categories that's meaningful, that are important to me. And I choose at least one achievement in each of the categories. For example, I'm in a belly dance class. If any of you watched my Instagram post this week, by the way, I went to my class. I had so much fun. I played and laughed the whole time, and it did bring me energy into the next day. So it was wonderful. So sometimes I write down an achievement, it's just showing up. Like my dance class, that's total playful. Other times, it's an outcome. So I'm creating the American Bar Association's Women in Tax Forum, and I wanted to achieve the creation of a launch plan for our launch event. There were all sorts of phone calls and emails that needed to happen to lead up to that, and notice those are not on my board here. What's going to actually make a difference is having the plan. So that's what I write down. One more thing to note is that sometimes it's easier to break up the categories into projects so that each achievement that I want to move the week forward in, is broken up into a project. So down here in career finance, I have my law firm and I have Tax Law 20, which is my tax training company that I'm building. So after I have all of my week planned out and all the achievements that I ideally want to have happen this week to move my life forward in the areas that are meaningful for me. Remember, it's all about a life full of life. I take a look at what my week is, and then I consider if there's total breakdowns this week, if there's some emergencies, if something happens in, emergency in my family or whatever, and there are only 3 achievements that I can accomplish, what would those be? And then I star them. I make sure to note those. So if I only achieve those 3, this week is a success. I say that's a life full of life for me. And note, my 3 are not are not in the play category, and this happens all the time. So I always make myself choose a fourth, and I put a heart around it because remember, for me, I can often find myself in that beaver quadrant. Play is required for me to have balance, that my experience of my life is balanced when I have play. So I always choose one play. And one other thing that's key to all of this, is being intentional, not only around creating in my life what I want to do, but I need to create myself, like, who do I want to be? For example, if I go to dance class and I'm being frustrated, or I'm comparing myself to the other dancers and never measuring up and kind of have this negative energy, that's not playful. So even though I'm doing the action of play, I'm not experiencing play in my life. So the way that I'm intentionally creating my being is I write down, who do I want to be when I'm doing the things of this category. So for play, I want to be fun and lighthearted. For health, fitness, wellness, I want to be graceful with myself and nurturing. For family, friends, community, I want to be inspiring and collaborative and bring an open heart to whatever I'm creating with my family, friends, and community. And in career finance, I want to be courageous. I want to be powerful. I want to bring the genius that's inside of me that I've been created for, bring that to my career and in finance. So finally, if any of this is meaningful or if any of this might work for you, I encourage you to create your own scoreboard. And if you find yourself in the beaver quadrant, incorporate more play. If you find yourself stuck like in the otter quadrant, make sure that you're intentionally creating the work and the achievements that you want to forward what you want to bring into the world. And if you're in the mouse quadrant, where that's a tough place to be, just choose one thing that will move something forward in your life that will create that life that you're looking to build. And let's build lives that we love and explore what this balance means for each of us individually, not comparing ourselves with anyone else, but just choosing and what's important to me, what do I want to give to the world, how do I want to contribute, who do I want to be connected to, and then create that, and that's your balance. Thank you for being with me. I'm grateful to be on this journey with you, and I would love to see any of your thoughts or feedback in the comments below. Let's go live lives that we love.